Hi there and welcome back. So this is a hark back to the first time this year when we really thought, let's have a go at making things with resin. Thanks and a shout out to Claire's Crafty Corner. We took part in her Christmas in July and we actually used these moulds. So I thought, why not? Let's have another go at using them. Something a little bit different, but something that's quite simple again if you want to try and do this for yourself. A little bit different from what we did originally back in July. Thanks to everybody who has liked, shared, subscribed, hit the notification bell. We have gone from having 6 subscribers to almost 700 in a very short space of time. Really pleased. So this is what we're going to use. We're going to use some gold leaf or imitation gold leaf, some lovely variation of glitter from Hemway in gold. We're also using some imitation silver leaf, silver regular glitter, and Hemway's silver glitter that's got lots of little shapes of stars and things in there. So that's the plan, and then what we're going to do, or some more lovely gold glitter there too, we're going to back it with some Resincrete, which I will show you. Now I am going to attempt to put this imitation gold leaf into the mould using a pair of tweezers. So you're saying to yourself, oh my gosh, she must have the patience of a saint. Yes. Although this has been sped up, I didn't do it this quickly, I promise you. I mean, you can put this gold leaf down into the mould the best way that you think suits you, and depending on how much patience you've got. So I've placed it down with the tweezers, and I'm just using a paintbrush now to just push it down onto the surface of the mould. Just brushing it down there, pushing it down onto the surface of the mould. Now, it will adhere to the surface of the mould, and I'm hoping will pick up on the Resincrete when we put that on as the backing colour. So just a bit more there than I thought was required, and a little tiny bit more there as well. Reapplying it, brushing it in. Obviously this has been sped up. So here's the, sorry, that was a very quick view of the glitter. And this is the glitter from Hemway. It's not just fine glitter, like lots of little bits of glitter. It's got little round circles in it. Round circles? Of course they're round. Different sizes. You can get it so it's got like a little sun and a moon and stars in, as well as a background of regular glitter. So just doing the same as I did with the foil now, the imitation gold leaf foil, pressing it down slightly onto the mould, hoping it adheres to it as best as possible. Now here's a close-up shot so you can see it's very bright and sparkly, a little bit holographic as well. I particularly like that about this Hemway glitter. Now I did think at this point, do I actually need to put the other glitter on? And I thought, well, you know, when can you can never have too much glitter. So just trying to show you their close-up version of the glitter, but it wouldn't focus, unfortunately. So just using a tiniest little pinch on my fingers there, as you can see. It's very fine glitter, and just spin with a little pinch of salt. If you do put pinches of salts on things, it's like little pinches of glitter, and then just trying to press it down with my finger. You can of course use the brush if you want. There we go. And of course you can wear gloves if you wish to as well. This is not harmful to your skin. It's not toxic. Trust me, if it was, I would be wearing gloves. So there we go. Don't forget to wash your hands before you then go and wipe your face and go to the loo or do other things. Otherwise you end up with glitter absolutely everywhere. So just doing the same now to the other moulds. There's 3 different variations of the mould. One plain round, and then the other 2 have got a slightly different top to them. So all I've done there is I've just applying the gold leaf, the Hemway glitter, and then the fine glitter. This has just been sped up on a time lapse because otherwise it'd be pretty boring perhaps for you guys to sit and watch me do this, spend 10 to 15 minutes just applying glitter. So there's a close-up of that one, and there's the one that we did first of all, the lovely round one, and then there's the final one with the gold colourway there. So I really like those. Just keeping my fingers crossed at this point that when we put the Resincrete on the backing, that it picks up all those lovely embellishments. So we have the same 3 moulds again, obviously similar moulds, the same design, but obviously not exactly the same. And we're going to apply the silver leaf, the imitation silver leaf, the hemway glitter, and we've got some very fine glitter there. All products that we've used will be listed in the description box as well if you want to go out and purchase them for yourself and have a go. So silver leaf down, exactly the same process followed as we did for the imitation gold leaf ones. As I say, this is just on a time lapse, so it's not boring for you. You can sat around watching me spend 15 minutes do all this in real time. So we are just really keeping my fingers crossed that it all picks up quite well. Oh my gosh, glitter, sparkle, overload a bit there. These ones, as you can see, they're like little star and moon shapes in the hemway glitter, which are really nice. Got a bit of a holographic finish to them, but they are silver. So just zooming out a bit there so you've got the full view of those three, and then adding in the gold version on the top. Now, of course, you don't have to back them with Resincrete. You can back them with regular resin. As you see, here we are. We're using the Resincrete from J Diction. It's a 10:3 mixing ratio. So if you have 100 grams of the powder, you then add 30 grams of water. It's eco-friendly. It's not toxic. You don't have to wear gloves. You can, of course, wear gloves if you want. And this is what it looks like. It's very white compared to any other eco pours that I've used. Very white. And here we are, just this is on a time lapse, just filling up the molds. I did do it a lot more carefully than this. She says, spoiler alert, we have spillage. Oh dear. Yeah, so I had to do a bit of a clean-up job with those. We've got a bit of overspill, so obviously there'll be some tidying up of the pieces themselves. Now, this will take 30 to 40 minutes to set. Now, even before I'd finished pouring the last one, it was already starting to set up. So, unfortunately, I can't remember the work time that you've got with this, but I thought it was longer than, 10 minutes, but perhaps it's not. But it's the consistency of single cream. Now, I left these, went away, and I came back about an hour later, and here we are. This has been sped up. We're just doing the demold process. So we've got some overspill there. You can take a little nail file in and remove it, or if necessary, you can always, at this point, it's still soft enough for you to remove with your hands. And there we go. I was just poking a little microfiber brush or micro brush through to make sure that the hole that we have there for putting ribbon or cord through to hang them from your tree or wherever you're decorating with it, using them to decorate, is completely clear. So there we are. It's picked up a lot of what I put in these molds, but it's also left some of the imitation silver leaf. I did exactly the same thing in the gold, but that's fine. We've got more than enough that's been picked up on the right side of these molds. So this is the gold one. We've got exactly the same thing going on. The white Resincrete backing colour is showing more on these. One, because I didn't use as much glitter or embellishments, and two, I think it's just because the gold is very different. It's from a different colourway to the silver. It just shows up more. So there we are, just comparing them there. We've got quite a bit of overspill on this one. Just going around with my fingers, just carefully taking that off. Just comparing it to the silver. There we go. So that's the gold ones. And here's a close-up shot of the two different colourways. There we go. So if you can see, they are gold, they are silver, but when the light catches, they're slightly holographic. And now, these side edges, you can just leave them plain if you want, but I thought, do you know what? I've got silver pen, I've got the gold, why don't I edge the sides of these coasters? Now, you can wait 24 hours and do it until they've completely cured, but I thought, I need to get this video done and sorted for you for viewing today, so I better get on and actually just finish them off. So I went round the edges, and then I did actually go back and do just over the slightly overlap on the top. This is doing it with the gold one. See the gold and the silver comparison. I did go back in and I did colour in silver and gold over the front of where you put the satin cord or ribbons through on these. There we go. So I did the others off camera. And then the next process is to seal the top. And I decided to use the UV resin. So I'm just using UV resin here on the top, just making sure you've got plenty of it on there. And then, sorry, excuse me, smoothing it out. So there's no little air pockets or bits where it's not been covered with the resin. Now I'm going to use the silicone tipped brush to do this. You can either use the brush end or you can use a little pokey end. It's totally up to you. Again, you can use a little a mini popsicle stick to do it as well. Now at this point I did then cure it for about 180 seconds, 2 or 3 minutes, and then just tapped it with the end of that little the brush to see if I'd got that sound. That there's a specific type of tapping sound, and it is completely cured, as you can see here. So that's the gold one. Ooh, slightly out of focus then, sorry about that. But yeah, can you see where I've coloured in gold over the very top of all of that? And then it looks beautiful. So at this point I thought, you know what, I did quite like those, but then I thought I've got some other things left over from a project. Why don't we see what it looks like? I just thought maybe they needed a little something extra, and I wasn't sure whether to do gold on gold, silver on gold, silver on silver. I just really wasn't sure. But these other embellishments we used just using regular resin, tipped by Tea Expert, or 1:1 mixing ratio, with some mica powder in the gold ones, and with the glitter in the silver / clear ones. So here we go. I'm just finding out where I need to line them up best, and then how I attach them to the decorations was using some UV resin. They don't show up as well on the silver and white ones, but I still think they look absolutely stunning. There we are. I really, really like these. So here's the final shot of them all. Thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for hitting the notification bell, selecting subscribe, helping us to get from where we were to where we are now. We're still trying to build the channel, aiming to try and get, who knows, 1,000 subscribers perhaps. Fingers crossed for that. Hoping you're all getting into the holiday spirit. Christmas, it really won't be long. I hope you've enjoyed the video. As I said, please like, share and subscribe. We do have an Etsy shop, although we don't have very many projects on there at the moment. Time seems to be just running away with us currently. But thanks again for tuning in, and we'll see you again with another video on Sunday. Take care, everyone. Bye.